The Giro d'Italia kicks off today with an 8-kilometre individual time trial around Bologna, which has a serious sting in the tail, a 2-kilometre very steep climb to the Basilica of San Luca.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that decisive climb at the end affects the tech choices that the riders and teams make for the time trial. But I think we need to go in search of some tech, Dan, and just see what else we can find.
Yeah.
So you go that way, I'll go this way. Okay. The award for the coolest team car at the 2019 Giro d'Italia goes to Bahrain Merida, because they've got a McLaren 570S Coupe, whereas all the other teams, well, they basically have Skodas. Yeah, so they're going to be using this in the opening time trial of this year's race, and to do that they've got a modified custom sea sucker roof rack on the top. So Vincenzo Nibali's spare bikes are going to go on here, and they've even painted it gold to match with the team colours, which is really cool. Now this is an incredibly powerful car, and at the back we've got a 3.8 litre V8 twin turbo engine, 0 to 60 about 3.1 seconds, and it has 562 brake horsepower. Now if you're wondering, 1 horsepower is about 735 watts, meaning that with some quick maths I can tell you this car has about 425,000 watts, almost as many as Chris Opie. Now, the reason why the team have this car is because they're partnered with McLaren, but that partnership extends beyond just having the best team cars, which they clearly do. It's also because McLaren wants to provide the team with its engineering and analytical expertise to help further it. But this is only the beginning, really, of that relationship, so it'll be really interesting to see how that develops in the future. McLaren is quite established in cycling now. You may remember Mark Cavendish's S-Works Venge bike from a few years ago, but you might not know that it goes as far back as 2008, when British Cycling were at Beijing. They were behind a lot of the success. Gotta go, sorry.
We're fairly used to seeing Team Sky, now Team Ineos, with custom 3D printed aero bars. Slightly rarer in other teams, but this bike of Victor Campanaerts has some on, called speed bars. They are prohibitively expensive even for pro teams. Apparently 3,000 euros is the retail value if you at home want to get yourself some. Custom moulded to your hand and forearm, so you have complete support all the way down here, making it more comfortable, but also more aero. The claims are that these will save you 10 watts at 50 km per hour when there's no wind, and they'll save you 23 watts at a 10-degree yaw angle, which is a lot.
Victor Campanaerts isn't the only one with a custom cockpit on his TT bike. Vincenzo Nibali's got one as well, although his is made from carbon fibre, and it looks very nice indeed. But it's got these cool little holes in the front where his shifters go on his bar ends. It's very neat, and he's got some skateboard tape on his base bar as well. Now, also like Campanaerts, he's running a clincher tyre at the front and a tubular tyre at the back. Both have latex inner tubes for decreased rolling resistance, and the front one is a 23mm Grand Prix TT tyre from Continental, but it's a prototype one with the 111 designation on the front there. On the back, it is a Podium TT. Once again, that climb at the end of the time trial is affecting the gear choice the riders are making for the opening time trial. And Nibali has gone for a 54-42 tooth chain set at the front, although there's no fooling me, that's actually a 39 tooth inner chainring. They've swapped it out. I know, because I counted it. And on the back, he's actually, well, he's got a 30 tooth cassette as well, which we're seeing quite a lot of the riders are going for the 30 tooth cassette instead of the sort of normal 28 tooth cassette that you'd go for on a flat TT.
It's quite interesting looking at the different grips that riders use on their time trial bikes. Many, as you will have seen on videos gone by, have used skateboard grip tape, which is almost like a sandpaper. Something a little bit different though here from Jos van Emden, who has what appears to be an old latex inner tube that's been cut off and wrapped around the bar extensions here. which just happens to very nicely match the Celeste of the Bianchi time trial bike.
The amount of integration on modern time trial bikes now is, well, it's astounding compared to what it was even just a few years ago. And I really love this seat post clamp bolt cover we've got here. So this just pops off and gives you access to the seat post clamp, but also it reveals another slot. So this is a clever little idea. If you wanted to adjust the fit of this bike and have the saddle further over the bottom bracket, then you could actually take the seat post out and slot it in there. Very neat. Right, I know you're going to want to know the weight. Now, I don't have scales here right now, but we just weighed it in the truck with the mechanics and it came out at just a touch over 9 kilograms, which might sound heavy, but it's pretty competitive and pretty standard for a time trial bike in a full race build mode. And you've got to remember that aero trumps weight. Now, for the free hub sound check. I think it's going to be a good one, this. Envy hubs don't normally disappoint. Let's go.
Come to Deceuninck-QuickStep's hotel now. They're of course using specialised Shiv time trial bikes. Nothing particularly of note here. We have heard a small rumour that there is a brand new time trial bike about, but of course the teams are keeping that up under wraps for the moment. But what has struck me is the variation firstly in armrest. So some are going for this very open, fairly wide design like this. Others are going for a very narrow, almost like a bucket seat in a sports car. Your elbow's not going to be moving much in those things. There's also a big variation in the type of grips that people are using at the end of the bars. We've already seen Jos van Emden's using those old inner tubes. Well, here we've got this cotton stuff, which comes from Tisa. We've also got some people that have opted for that kind of skateboard gripper tape, and some, like Viviani, who've gone completely naked. Meanwhile, here at Katusha, Marco Haller and most of his teammates have opted for a kind of foam sleeve as the grip at the end of their bar extensions. Hope you're all finding this as riveting and gripping as I am. Also of note here on the Canyon SpeedMax time trial bike that they're using is the fact that they are sponsored by SRAM, and therefore they are using the brand new SRAM Red AXS 1x group set. So at the moment for the time trial he's opted for a 50-tooth front chainring, and on that 12-speed cassette goes from 10 up to 33. Now, I've just checked online and a 50x33 is roughly the equivalent of 39x26. They're of course a lot stronger than me, but I still don't think they're going to be spinning up the San Luca climb in the time trial with that particular gearing. Also of note is the fact that they are using clenchers on the tyres here. It says 25mm Continental Grand Prix TT, but well, the zip disc and zip front wheel are so wide, it looks way fatter than a 25 to me.
Now, with regards to stage one, it finishes up a climb, and so we've got some unusual gearing selections on this bike. At the back, we've got an 1132 cassette. Now that's unusual because, well, it's Ultegra. There isn't a Jura Ace 1132, and apparently Jura Ace isn't supposed to work with a 32 cassette, but it clearly does because they've made it work here. And the way they've done that is they've wound in the B limit screw. And at the front we've got some unusual gearing as well. So behind this solid chainring, which is solid for aerodynamic reasons, we have a 38 tooth inner ring. So a 56 with a 38. Which is quite unusual and not normally recommended for use because you have a big drop off, a big cliff between the two gears, which means there's an added risk of dropping your chain when you change at the front. So the EF riders have actually gone out today and reconned the time trial course with this setup to check that it's okay and to check that they can do that crucial gear change for the climb and not drop their chain, and all good. I'm told that it's working okay and they feel confident and they're going to go with this setup, because that climb is going to be tough. So they're definitely not going to be in the 56, and they want to be able to spin while still staying in that aero position.
Well, if you hadn't already figured out why we leave John and Ollie to do all the tech, you probably realise now, but I did do my best to find some decent tech.
You did good, man.
Thank you. Before we finish the video, you may have noticed we're sporting some rather nice Italian themed t-shirts today. They are available over at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com, a link to which you'll find fairly shortly. This is the country tee, and that, of course, is the Deceuninck Italia tee.
Yeah, mine's got a bit of pizza on it. But we hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to GCN if you haven't already. And well, for another video, click on Dan for his time trial preview from stage one of the Giro.
You dodged a bullet there, mate.